Hi guys, in this video we will learn how to integrate Google Cloud Vision API in Flutter applications. Why we need this Cloud Vision API? Actually, this API will help you to know what exactly things are available in the images which you capture from your phone. Why exactly we will think that we can see it from your own eyes at what are the things, but what happens, you may be developing some application where you have to keep this record into the database. So how are you going to achieve that? So with the help of this Vision API, whatever the output is being returned by Google Vision API, you can save it in our database and it will be helping for the application. That can be a different kind of requirement. So let's start that. Going ahead, we will learn how exactly we are going to create it. Okay, so first of all, what exactly you need it, that we need the requirement means like we need an API key from the Google console. From there we can have that API key. Without API key you will not be able to use this. Okay, so let's do that. Google Cloud Vision API. Okay, once you go here, it will ask you that Vision AI and image visual tools Google Cloud. Okay, so you can try it. Okay, maximum file size is 20 MB it will give you. Okay, and Cloud API documentation pricing. Actually, for the 1000 unit for a month there is no charge, but more than that you have to pay the amount. And one thing always remember, for using this AI you need to have a proper billing system enabled. Means like you need to have a payment profile activated. So without that you will not be able to use it. So going ahead, I will click on it, and now is asking you to try in console. Okay, so trying in console, let's open the console of it. Now I just using some random account. Okay, so here you can choose whatever the country you would like to choose. Okay, so I just, for example, I just want to choose this my country, and I just accept and agree and continue. Okay, this is some random email ID I have created it. Okay, now it's asking you to Cloud Vision API, so you have to enable it. Once you enable it, you have to create one project also, because without that project you will not be able to utilize it, and you are not able to integrate it, because for that particular project you have to restrict the APIs, for what purpose you are going to use it, and like for the web you are going to use it, for the mobile application you are going to use it. So as it's saying that start your free trial with a $300 in credit as well. Okay, and also is saying that the API has already came here. To use this API you may need credentials. Actually, how we're going to create this credential? Okay, so here is coming as like my first project is there. Okay, you can create this project. How? Click on new project, and you can say Cloud API. If you have some organization you can use it, otherwise you can just ignore it. And it says that you may be having a quota of 12 projects, because I have created one project, so we have total 11 projects, so you can simply create one project over here. Okay, so it's saying create project Cloud API. I just named it. Okay, once this project has created, that project only we are going to use it. So I'll simply click on select project. So now in the top you can see that later on, once we have selected the project Cloud API. Okay, now going ahead, what we have to do is enable API and services. We have to go for the credentials section. Okay, so how are you going to create the credentials? So configure consent screen. So there's a consent screen. You have to configure this consent screen, and there's a lot of process for this one, because without that process, like we are going to for the internal or for the external, you can use it for only available to users within your organization. You no need actually for this one for right now. So you can simply click on this one, credentials. Okay, and for the creating that API you have to do that. How we are going to create the credentials? Simply click on it and we click on the API key. Okay, so now it is doing to create the API. So you don't need the configure consent screen. When you go for the organization, at that time you will need a lot of process, because you will not allow that. So you can get this API simply. So this is some random API key. Okay, once you get this API key, okay, you can copy it somewhere and paste it accordingly, so we can use it later on. Why is giving me this red color? The API key is unrestricted. Why? Because this API key anybody can use it. For example, you gave this API key to someone, and what they're gonna do is they use it, and unnecessary the bill will be coming on you. Okay, so click on API key. Now is asking you to select an application. You can name this API key also. Whatever the name you would like to keep, you can simply give the name like my application or now. Set an application restriction, so you can put it none, website, IP address, Android apps, iOS apps. So you can put it as an Android app and you can put it for the iOS app, so accordingly you can use it. So as per my understanding, like an application restriction limited API key usage to specific websites, Android application, or you can set an application. So what happened, this API key you can create the multiple, means if you want to use only for Android app, you create only for Android app. So these are the configure tools. So right now we are not going to need it actually for this thing, and it's the same way for this iOS app. Okay, so you can simply click on restrict key. Like I want to use it for Android apps, I can just simply click on restrict key. Now restrict key means select API key. So which key you want to use it. So, okay, as you can see here. Okay, so vision, we have to type it as a vision. Here is giving, it should be giving that vision API. Okay, so Google Cloud APIs. Okay, so you can accordingly you can select it, and whatever the APIs you are going to use, it simply click on save. It may take around 5 minutes to taking an effect. Okay, so like this you can simply set up your API key. Now it is giving the green signal because you have already restricted it. Now still you cannot use it because you need to set up payment profile for this. How are we going to set the payment profile? We click on here and we go down, and in this billing section we have to come. Okay, now once we are in the billing section, you have to create a link a billing account. Okay, so there is no billing account created, so create a billing account, as it will be the fresh for you. You are not aware about it, so it will ask you to whatever the country. I want to choose it. I want to choose it here, and I agree and continue. They give you $300 free credit to try it, means to spend it in next 90 days. So accordingly you can simply proceed it. Okay, so now there's a payment profile. When you add the payment, create new payment profile, you do that. All organization name, city, everything you do that. After that they will follow, you have to just follow the process. They will ask you either credit card, debit card, whatever is that information you have to put it. So they will charge you, but they will not charge you more if you are not using the units more than 1000. So if you are using more than 1000, in that case you do have to pay the amount. So let's see how we're going to integrate this API key in our Flutter application. So let's open our Flutter application. Okay, now here is a Flutter application. I have just created a sample. If you have seen my previous videos, you will be able to find it. I'm going to create one simple dart file. Okay, and I will name it as a image classify. Okay, classify means like I am trying to know what is exactly the image is. Okay, now going ahead, right now there is nothing here. Before going that, you need to go to the Android section and you have to come up over here where we will be giving that Android permission for what? The permission for using the camera. Okay, uses permission. Okay, I will maybe it as a camera. Okay, it will also requires the internet, so you need to give the internet permission also. Now it's giving the error because a lot of things are changed in Android. Okay, so it's giving you adds users feature tag. Okay, so it's using the feature tag. If it is giving me this kind of message, you can just simply target API and all. Not to worry actually about with these things. It is not going to affect your work. Okay, so uses permission, and I will choose this as an internet because you will need internet. Android need the permissions for that. Okay, if you want to add on other permissions also you can do. So now we can close this screen. Now in this screen what we're gonna do is we are going to write our code. Okay, so I'll put it as a stateful. Why I'm using a stateful? Because there will be a dynamic data uploading over here. Okay, so image classify. Fire I just put it because I cannot put the same name as it should be. Okay, so image classify, I'll simply just import it. Okay, I'll hide this so that we can have a lot of space. Okay, now proceeding further, what we're gonna do is we are going to create our whole application. Okay, so first of all what we need is we are going to create one variable, string variable result. Okay, and then after the result we are going to another that final image picker final. Okay, final image picker underscore picker. Okay, And then why I am using the image picker, because it will get that image. Okay, so if you do not use this, now it's giving me an error. Why? Because it's saying that create class. Why? Because for that to use it, we need to have some package imported over here. Okay, so we go to pubsec.yml and we are going to use the package from the Flutter image underscore picker. Okay, and we are going to use the version, whatever the version is there. We're going to use it 0.8.5. okay, and we will need the internet also, so we will need the HTTP package also 1.0.0. okay, if you don't put caret sign also is okay. After doing that, you have click on the pubget. Without doing that pubget, you cannot get the libraries for that particular package. Okay, now it's already fetched, so I can just close all the screens as I do have here. Okay, now it's giving me a message like this. If you do 2-3 times, it will simply ask you to import it. Okay, if it is still not ask you, so what you're gonna do, you can just simply manually also you can allow it. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Generally it asks you, IntelliSense doesn't works, so in that case what you're gonna do is import, okay, package, and package will be image underscore picker. So as you can see, that is automatically giving you image picker. Okay, so the whole package is coming over here. Okay, the same way you have to do that HTTP package we have also, otherwise if later on you will get the errors. So package and HTTP package. Okay, HTTP dot, like this you can simply import it. Okay, going ahead, now the error is gone. Okay, now what's the next thing we have to do? We have to create the string for the, why we are doing it final, because I don't want more declaration after this. Okay, so string underscore API key. Okay, so API key will be what just now you have seen, that API key you're going to use it over here. So bool, why I'm using this bool, so I can just like give some information to the user that some process is going on. Okay, so by default it's false. Okay, now going ahead, what we're gonna do is we are going to create one screen where there will be a button which will be capturing the details. Okay, means like which when we click on it, it should capture the details. So I will remove all this section here, and I will start with the scaffold. Okay, scaffold, and then we will have app bar and app bar. Okay, we will have this, and then title, and then the title we will have that image classify. Okay, after this we will have a body. In the body we are going to create one like a center. In the center why we are going to use the center as a, because we want to show the details. Okay, keep the things in the middle only. Okay, so center will have a child, and child will have a column. Why putting in the column? Because I want to show the details in a way, then you will understand how exactly what's the reason we are going to use the column. Okay, and then put it here, and we put it main axis alignment colon main axis alignment dot center. That also because I want to keep everything into the center. Now the column is always having the children, so in that children we will have, I will just remove this section over here, and in this children what we're gonna do is we'll use one elevated button. Okay, that button exactly will be doing that pick image. Okay, pick image means like that only exactly going to capture. Okay, in the child we're going to put the text, so we exactly why putting the text, so that we can tell the user what you have to do means capture image. Okay, now don't worry about this one, we will create this one later on, and then we will have one used as a size prox, because we want to give the gap on what things are there. So I put it as like 20 or whatever the amount you would like to put. After that we are going to put that if underscore image file. Okay, now where exactly is the image file we have not yet, so we will see from where the image file is going to come. Okay, we have to create one variable over here. What's the variable? That will be file. Why I'm using this file? Because the file which is being to be captured is a image file, so we need to have that variable over here. Okay, so it's asking you to like import dart.html. So for the file you have to use the dart.html. okay, so now I can use this, simply process further and just put it here, image file. Okay, now after that image file we want to check it that is not equals to null. Okay, and going ahead we are going to verify that if it is not equals to null, what's that next step have to be done? We are going to use the padding concept. In the padding we are going to put a padding here. Okay, so const inset, or you can say put like edge insets. Why I'm putting just a simple padding, if you not put also that's not a problem. So I just follow the process so that application should be looking little bit better. Okay, and then next what exactly we have to do, in the padding we have to put this child. Means what happened actually means to say that application will have a facility means look proper. Okay, so after the padding we are going to ahead and where exactly it is here. Okay, yeah, so child. Okay, in this child what exactly we are going to do, image dot file. Okay, in that file we are going to put it as a underscore image file. Okay, going ahead with the image file, what's the next step going to do? Why is giving me error? Because it's asking you to do the null check. Okay, we will do that. Proceed further, we'll see all the errors automatically will be gone from here. Okay, so height of it, because we will have this image file and the base of this image file only image.file, and it will be inside here. Okay, so whatever the image file I'm going to put it as a like 200 and width 200. Okay, and we want how we want to show it, so means fix, it's not actually the fix, it's fit. Okay, where exactly going to fit, so box fit dot color. Okay, now after this we want to show some result. So first of all let me format this, control all this one. Okay, I'll just remove this one. We will rectify all these errors later on. Okay, proceeding further. Now after this padding I want to give a size box, so I'll just copy and just put it over here. Going ahead I want to show the result. Okay, so how exactly we are going to show the result? So we are going to use the concept of padding. Okay, in that padding we can put it accordingly, just take it from here. Okay, padding inset. Okay, so it's become easy for us. Now in this padding we will be having a child. Okay, in that child we want to put it as a is loading. Okay, is loading, just now we have created a variable so that we want to show, but how we are going to show some process, so put it here, circular progress indicator. Okay, after that in the next line we are going to put this colon and then we are going to show the result. Okay, so underscore result not equals to null, and then in that section what you want text. Don't worry about the errors, that will all be rectified later on. So result is saying undefined variable result. So okay, so this is the reason we have put it over here. Okay, so now I just put it as a comma here. Okay, expected to find. Okay, leave it. Yeah, okay, now with the result we're going to further how exactly we are going to show the result. So dollar underscore result. Okay, whatever the result is coming over, comma style is you can do that, and up to you, you can style the text how exactly it should be visible, the font size and everything. Okay, I just put it as like font 20 or like 16, and then going ahead, we don't need the comma over here, we need the comma over here, and then after that we're going to proceed further. Okay. So now as you can see, it's looking good right now as per now. Okay, so right now there are no errors here showing. This we can check it out. Now we're going to create the method, that pick image method. Okay, come here. Okay, why we going to do that? We're going to create a feature. Why creating this feature method? Because I want it to be delayed, because it will fetching up the data. Okay, so feature void pick image. Okay, in that, and we have to use it as a concept of async, because it will be fetching the data. Okay, if you not use it also, it will definitely ask you later on. So final, okay, x file. Now what exactly is this x file? Actually this x file actually help you to like in the dart from where exactly the fetching that particular file from the local of your phone. In case means like whenever you capture the image, at the time image is saved at some place locally in your phone. In that case you need to fetch it from there. Okay, x file image equals to await. We are going to await it. Okay, underscore picker dot pick image. Okay, pick image from where? Image source. Oh, we need not image source dot camera. You can give option from the gallery also. Okay, semicolon, enter. Now if image, whatever the image you are going to capture, not equals to null, we have to put it as a null. Then what exactly we have to do? We have to use the method of set state. We are going to set state. So what we will do? This image file, okay, this image file variable which we have declared, we will set the value for this one. From where? From this. Okay, okay, so what we're gonna do, we are just going to remove it all. Here we're going to image dot the path. Okay, now it's asking you to add cast, because it's saying that image, this image have to be set as a path. Okay, so why exactly is giving this? Well, let's see that. Okay, we have to create the file and file, and then image dot path. We'll see that what exactly is the causing behind that, because this is the variable that's saying that argument string can't be assigned to the private list object. We can see that as a not a problem. We'll see that further. So as you can see, that's here. Okay, now this is the method only going to capture and fetch the image of it. Okay, now going ahead, we are going to set these values here after this. Okay, so we're going to create a classify image, and then we are going to put this image path, whatever the image path is over here. Okay, now this method is not there. I will just remove this one because it's not required. So it's saying classify image does not happen. Why? Because we have not created that method as per now. Now in this we are going to create a new method. We're going to call it as a classify. So we will create as a feature classify, and then what is going to be happening? We are going to have some parameters passed over here. So I'll just get it as a like this string image path. use the camel case for the naming convention. Okay, now as it is saying that there is no adds async modifier, because we have to add this over here. If it is not required also, not a problem. Okay, now going ahead, before this we're going to put it as a set state, okay, is loading, okay, to be true, so that we can show the progress indicator. Okay, and underscore result is equals to none. In the starting we will set the result as to be none. Next is we need to have the image file path. We are going to read byte as a string, so final byte. Okay, then we're going to use file. In that we are going to put it as a image path. Okay, this one, image path. Which one image path? Which is coming from here. Okay, image path dot read as bytes sync. Okay, so you'll see that automatically as we proceed further, the errors will be gone. Okay, now what we're going to do is further, exactly the reason is we're saying that image string path and everything and read byte string is not recognizing, but by default this has to be recognized. What exactly you need it actually is called the input output method. So there is one thing you have to import it, import dart, okay, :io. Okay, so as you do that, you will see most of your errors will be automatically gone away. So it's giving me like file is defined as libraries.io and everything, so not to worry. So automatically the details will be fixed up over here. Okay, now proceeding further, what we're gonna do is, here is already recognized, so not to worry, these things, this will automatically rectified as we proceed further. Okay, so final string base 64. Okay, base 64 image. Why exactly I'm using this base 64 image concept? The reason is base 64 images are that string type. Okay, so they are, whatever the bytes are there, we are getting that all the data of that bytes to be into base 64 image, so that we can send it to the server and it can recognize it. So as you can see is we are encoding base 64 image for these bytes. Okay, now going ahead, we are going to do the final response, whatever the response is going to come. So response equals to await, okay, http post. Okay, why? Because we have to post the data, we cannot just simply get it, we have to post the image. Okay, so now URI dot parse. Okay, we are going to parse the URI. What is the URI we have to pass it over here? So that's called as in the https, okay, vision.googleapis.com/v1, okay, v1/images, and then is that annotate, okay, question key, okay, and equals to what we have to do, that $API key. Okay, so we have to pass through API key only, otherwise it's not going to recognize it. Okay, next line, what we're gonna do is we have to put the headers. Okay, headers colon, in the colon what we have to do is content type. Okay, close this one. What kind of content you are sending? We are sending the JSON side type content. Now this content type actually to be have a JSON type, so content dash type, it has to be capital. Okay, after doing that, going to do this application/JSON Why is giving me this thing? Because I have closed it over here. Okay, so it has to be here, so it's not giving me the error. Okay, application slash JSON. Okay, comma. What we're gonna do is, now is the body, and in this body only we are going to send the data. Okay, so the JSON encode, we are going to use the concept of JSON encode, not the decode, JSON encode. Okay, in that we are going to put it like this. Okay, okay, so proceeding further, his JSON encode is coming. We are going to do the process here. Now proceeding further, what we have to do, a small change in our HTTP package. What we have to do is, we are not going to use this simple HTTP. That's why we're facing some of the errors here. Okay, so how exactly we are going to rectify is as HTTP. Okay, so now actually going ahead with this HTTP, we are going to use it the concept of this one. Okay, now proceeding further, in our JSON encode, we have to send the body. What body we are going to send it? Okay, we'll do this one, just change it. This is just the image method only. Okay, now in the JSON encode, we came over here. Now we are going to send the request here. Okay, so how are we going to send the request? Okay, so the request, okay, in that request we are going to have this array, and then we are going to send it as a like this. Okay, what is that? Image. Okay, in the image section we are sending actually the JSON object, okay, to the server. Okay, so how are we going to send the JSON object? Slash content. Okay, now in the content, what we have to send it? This base64 image. Okay, proceeding further, we put it as a comma over here because this is one JSON object. Another, what is this? The feature. Okay, in the feature section also we will be having a concept of this one. Okay, now in the feature we are also going to send some of the data, so we just put it like this, create a JSON object inside it, and then type colon, and what is exactly we are doing? We are going to do the label detection. Okay, label detection means we are trying to, well, let me finish this first, detection. Okay, okay, means what exactly we are doing is, we are just trying to detect what are the labels being returned by the Google API. Okay, so it's saying detection. Okay, just I can connect it, that's not a problem. Okay, going ahead, and then max result. Okay, another one is your max result, means how much results you, because once you capture the image there will be a lot of information returned by, so you can set an amount that how many labels you have to increase the results. So if you want to increase this amount more to 20, the amount of results it will be coming accordingly. Okay, so going ahead, I put it in a comma, another JSON object, and this thing I'm going to send it like this, type. Okay, here what we're gonna do is, we are going to have a object detection just like this one. Okay, we can just simply take it whole and we'll change it here. So what exactly we are going to detect the objects. Okay, object detection, or you can say it's actually not a kind of object detection, is a localization. Okay, so localization. Okay, and we put it as a 5. In this method I am going to teach you about I am going to try to know exactly about is there any house or something in that. Okay, so Control Alt L, I can make it little bit adjusted. Okay, so now proceeding further, we can simply print it over. If you want to print the data into response, so print, what you're gonna do is, if any status code is there, so status code. Okay, means it will return some status. It's always good to have application where have some status. Based on that you can always know what's the status, and you can parse your output from the data. Okay, so response we have created earlier, response dot status code. Okay, it will give you return like that. Okay, it's giving me error here. Why? Because I'm not put it into the single section. Okay, same way another thing if you want to print. This is just a template for your understanding. Okay, so what is the coming into the body? So response body. Okay, in the body what you're gonna do is whatever the body is being, there can be a lot of amount of data. Based on that body only you can pass it over here. Now it can be a different sections, and we can add on it, like from simply you can simply print the response over here, and with that response you can simply know what are the outputs. Now with that response only you can simply analyze it. Now in the coming video I will teach you if you want to fetch some specific part of it. Okay, a specific part of it that you want to detect some house or detect some specific item, so we'll see that. So okay, meanwhile proceed further with this video. So as you can see, we have to remember the kind of imports we have to do is the dot convert, because it will be converting a JSON, dot input output, okay, material, image picker, and HTTP. What we have done is here string result we have captured over here. We will be using the API key. Right now we are not having the API key, so it still is not a problem. But once you put the API key, once you fetch the data and everything, then I can show that accordingly how exactly you are going to detect the values. Okay, so let's see that once we run this application. Let me go to the main screen for this one, and I will call this method from directly. Okay, so once we come over here directly, right now it's giving error because it's having not imported. Okay, I'll just simply do that, reload. Okay, now it's asking you to capture the image. Now once we capture the image also, we will not be able to do that. Okay, get any values. So let's try once what exactly we are going to capture from this. So in that case, if you want to just capture it, and then simply you will able to get the data from that particular image. Okay, so our application is here right now. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to capture the image, and let's see what happens when API key we have not given. Okay, so open this section and just click on capture while using the picture. Okay, it will try to capture. Right now I'm just not showing anything, so I'll just lift up and some data I'll show like this. Okay, now it's showing the progress and everything. Now I have captured some image, and as you can see is here that it will give you some response. So as you can see that why method does not allow unregistered callers without established identity. Please use API key for this process. Okay, status is permission denied. Why it's saying? Because we have not put any API key. So let's do, and I will put my personal API key that I will not be displaying over here, but I will just put the API key and I will show you how the result is coming out. So let's see that. I have already put my API key over here, but there's a small change I have to do is here, that this set state loading, as you can see it's keep on loading. So after the result I want to make it as a false. Okay, result null we don't need it over here, so I'll just keep it as a save, and I will just reload it because it's keep on loading like this. Okay, now it's coming over here. We will do one thing, then we will capture the image again. I'm capturing the image of a keyboard. Now it's keep on processing. Now as you can see that what it is returning to me, mid this one description, brown, score, color, topicality, computer, okay, personal computer, laptop, peripheral as a keyboard is a peripheral, is an input device because we give the inputs. So like this you can get a lot of response from it, and you can parse all this response in the application. In the coming video I will be showing you how exactly you can show it in the screen as well. So that's all in this video. So you guys, if you like this video, and please subscribe my channel, so I will be keep on notifying. I will be explaining more Google APIs in further videos.